Today we're going to cover the topic of doorbells and how to troubleshoot a system that isn't working. If you have lighted doorbell buttons, it's easier to tell whether or not you have power to the system, whether or not the transformer here is functioning. If you have lighted doorbell buttons and they're lit, you know you have power at the transformer. Usually the two-note one is for the front and the single note would be for the rear. If you don't have lighted doorbell buttons, one way to test to see whether or not you have a working transformer would be to short the terminals of the transformer, and you should get a little bit of a spark if you can see that. You'll notice as I do it, the doorbell buttons blink out. If you do that test and you don't get any arcing and sparking, then the thing to test for next would be to remove one of these terminal screws and rock the screwdriver again. If you do get arcing and sparking at that point, it tells you that the transformer is good, but that one of the doorbell buttons may be shorted or in a constantly on position. The next step to do would be to go to the chime itself and make sure that these plungers move freely. If they don't move freely, if they're stuck, you should not apply oil to them because oil will attract dirt and just clog them up. If they don't move freely, you can try to free them up with a little lighter fluid or naphtha and hope that that resolves it. If it doesn't, you may have to replace the chime. Another way that you could test for that if you don't have a working system, you do have power at the transformer, you could loosen one of these terminals at a time and see if pressing the button restores it to operation. If removing one wire does that, note which one it is. In this case, this would be the front, this would be the rear. It may vary by brand. And if it says rear and you remove the rear and the front one works, then you know you have problems with the wiring going to the back door. One of the problems that we have with these doorbell buttons is that because the wires are small, the wires sometimes break, or if people weren't careful when they installed an aluminum door, the wires may be rubbing there and shorting out at that location. Hopefully, you'll get your system to work. This has been brought to you by SparkyJohn.com, SparkyJohn.com.